Just a reminder, anything the United States will do to other countries, they most definitely will do to you.
I really don't understand how all Americans aren't seeing how they're being run straight into servitude. We've put on full display in 4K what happens when the masses get access to information, differing opinions that causes us to deconstruct out of the propaganda created by the state. So Romney and Blinken are at the were at the McCain Institute, and they admitted to why um, they banned TikTok, and they decided to violate our free speech. It was because the state couldn't create the propaganda um, a kind of propaganda that would go unquestioned by the public. And the reason why they had tacked and the reason why they banned it is because they tacked down the fact that TikTok was very effective at being able to allow different groups of people to relay alternate viewpoints from the state proposed propaganda that to the extent that we all woke up or I can't say we all, but for those who weren't aware of what was going on in Palestine, they woke up and did start doing something about it in mass because beforehand, people like myself, I mean, you were a loner. You had something to say about Palestine. People looked at you like you were crazy and like you didn't know what you were talking about. And you would tell them to go do the research, but they had no reason to go do the research because why bother? It's not until they started seeing people pulling people out of the rubble in pieces and parents having to walk around with babies who had been blown to bits, and they saw it in 4K that they began to deconstruct out of the state fuel propaganda. Because before that, people didn't know that they were being propagandized. So I'm going to tell you now, you need to listen to what she's saying. If they're willing to do that to people in another country, they're willing to do that to you. And they're desperate right now to reinculcate people all around the world back into the opinion that they had before it was revealed to them via social media what's been going on. Because this is like one of the dominoes, right? This has been one of the enduring dominoes to fall that's put a complete crack in um, American beliefs that what their government was doing was okay. Black and brown people know better. We have been in the position of being at the worst end of what America does to its people. And so they're fighting now to destroy your ability to. That's why they're all afraid of AI. And they're going to start censoring the data that you get through AI so that you are refed propaganda. But that's the next battle that we're going to have to go through. But go back and watch her video. Hear what she's saying. They're willing to do it to all that was testing, field testing of certain munitions, field testing of AI guided weaponry, field testing. Imagine what that's going to be like when they decide to go after, let's just say, Chicago, and they start leveling it, burning it to the ground, because that group of people that they're willing to call terrorists, criminal, lazy, Black people, they decide to go after them. And then after that group of people, they start going after everybody else, because I don't think what people have realized is that we're no longer living in a world in which they're just like, you know what, the ruling elite, we're just gonna create policies that go after minorities and the marginalized communities, because those communities are marginalized because that's how they manufacture consent. All that's being broken down because you have several generations of people coexisting who are well educated and they know how it works and they know how consent is manufactured. So now they got to get everybody. And they're going to start with brutality. Why do you think cop cities are being installed all over the United States? It's not just for black and brown people. It's for everybody. And if you don't believe me, it's what I try to tell people who get into my comments and were like, well, those people should just follow the law. They shouldn't be protesting and creating anarchy. All I have to say is that there is going to come a day when they go after the things that you hold dear. And when they start doing that, it's going to be too late for you to fight back then. Because they have AI guided missile weaponry to find you and to geolocate you using your phone. And they can track you using the data that they already have. And so they'll just go through and kill all of your family. They'll drop bombs at all of the locations where you are suspected to be and then sell it. You sell what they did, explain what they did using propaganda, the way that they've been using propaganda to try to smooth over what they're doing in Palestine. It's going to be interesting when everybody but say the top 1% becomes terrorist, and you all are Hamas. You all are demonized. So anyway,